am again, telling myself I'm not gonna watch Club Shay Shay. But hi, darn it, I'll be darned if them darn interviews are not addictive. Shannon's fault. Why you gotta make your interviews so good that I sit there and watch them? I'm supposed to be doing my own channel. But anyway, I'm gonna quit being facetious and stupid right now. Tyrese continues to drop some dimes. I made a video about what his mother had him and his brother do as boys. If you want to, go watch that. We're not going to get into that part of black culture right now. Let me give you, in quotation marks, exactly what this man just said on Shay Shay of jealousy in the black community. Oh yes, we're going to have that conversation right quick. Some of us, he said, quote, lost way too much sleep over somebody else's dream. Y'all know exactly what Tyrese means by that phrase. Y'all let people in the hood who went and did something good for themselves, or black people who grew up in the suburbs, who you think should act a characteristic of black, live rent-free in your head. I know I'm going to lose some subscribers over this one, and I don't want to, but it's a conversation we have to have. Because that person went and was making a difference in the world or in their communities. She thinks she cute in that outfit. She thinks she's something because she answered that question right. Look at that uppity Negro because he in that corporate office overlooking the city. He done forgot his roots and where he came from. Which is why I'm starting to try to read books right now on black networking or networking in general. Come on now, what do you all really think went on? And I made a whole video about her with Shankila Robinson and Kanika Jenkins. The motivating factor that unalived both of those beautiful young women is jealousy within our own community. What possesses you to think it's okay to sever somebody's spinal cord or to lock them in a freezer to freeze to death is sadistic? And then of the former, you beat her up on camera to humiliate her. Now you're trying to fight extradition back to Mexico where you deserve to go. I'm not saying that these crimes of rage and jealousy does not exist in other communities. See, the difference between us and other communities is that we're worth a couple of billion, but you wouldn't know it because we spend so much time putting our own down. And don't get me wrong, there are some black people who have done, black Americans, so FBAs, ADOS, however you want to say it, that have done some low down dirty stuff to get to the top. I'm not saying they haven't, and in that regard, they're no different than their other races. See, the difference between us and other people, us foundational black Americans, is that we will spite ourselves by hating on somebody else who moved up what they should have done, what they should have said, what time frame they should have done something. Yeah, that's my cat. And we don't check our own internal jealousy of what that person has. Don't say they don't live rent-free in your head. Shaquilla Robinson lived rent-free in those people's heads. That's why they took her down there to a foreign country and took care of her, because they knew as most of them were black. There was one, I think, was of Latino heritage. They made it back to the United States where they knew that it would be difficult to prosecute them. They knew what time it was. As much as they love to lock up black folks in this country, and I ain't saying that they do it solely because you black sometimes. Them Negroes took her down to a foreign country and took care of business. Don't think that what happened to that beautiful young woman wasn't planned. And her family's still fighting to get her extradited to Mexico. Even Mexico want their butts sent back. United States dropping the ball. What's taking y'all so long? Your jealousy of that woman Cost her her life. Why couldn't you just have class and just left her alone? The sad part is Shankila probably was starting to move up and didn't see herself as inherently better than them. And that's the part why I'm glad Tyrese just did that Club Shay Shay interview. That makes it all the worse. I'll link that interview, by the way. Y'all need to go watch it. Y'all will sit here and let people live rent-free in your head because you're mad that they went and did something with their life. You really want them Negroes to sit there their whole existence and don't get out and do anything. And if you're watching this and you're not black, understand that for the black community in the United States, Negro is not a derogatory term to most of us. I let that slip from time to time. If you find it offensive, I apologize in advance, but it's going to come up every now and again. Now that N-word, I want that 6-letter N-word that they like to modify. You won't hear me say that. Not really, not too much. And yes, unless I'm using it in some connotation of something that happened. But we call each other Negroes, okay? Negro in itself is not a derogatory term. Okay, so back to what I'm saying. Our fragmentation is what's hurting the next generations and building generational wealth and legacy. Look no further than the stupid stuff we get into online, what's called Black YouTube. Why do they call Black YouTube Black YouTube? Hurry up. Don't be in a hurry. I'll wait. Waiting. Look, some of this stuff going on with black people on YouTube is legitimate, right? A lot of these beefs of stuff that's been happening offline, gender war and stuff for years. It's when you're getting on here doing lives for 5, 10, and 12 hours discussing issues that you could easily find solutions to. And then there's the solution delusion. You're talking all this crap, but what are your solutions? Y'all know what the solutions are to our problems. You just don't want to fix it because the easy thing to do at this point, because right now you live in a quotations mark free country, is to complain about it all the time. And then complain about black people who have the nerve to get multicultural and want to travel. Get mad at black people who want to join the military and tell them they're sellouts for joining, because that's been hinted to me as a young 20-something. Tell them they're sellouts just because they work in a predominantly white office. Y'all know these things happen. So let's not play stupid today. Because today is not Tara's day, okay? And Tyrese said something that's profound. A lot of y'all honestly don't know better. See, me, I didn't really know better growing up, but I had an innate sense that the way we was living in our communities just wasn't right. And I would look at other black people, and I've had uppity blacks roll their eyes at me, and I've had other ones show me compassion growing up. Why is it that y'all don't sit and look at the ghetto and be like, something about this ain't right? See, no, y'all would rather wait till stores get closed down and go dumpster diving for weave. You'd rather go rob people. I love my people. I'm not saying all of y'all are this, so don't come at me. I don't believe in the American dream. But what I do believe is that this fragmentation is a result a lot of times of jealousy. Jealousy is a natural thing to humans. It's when you languish in it. Because see, your languishing in it is the issue. Why? Because it's cost all these other generations coming behind you. And now our kids are starting to do what other races of kids are doing, just unaliving your parents for no reason. When there was a time when black kids knew not to step to their parents like that. Why? Why have regard for you when they know you don't have any regard to raise them right and help them build a legacy? Our biggest issue in our own community is economics. Talking about money is tacky, is it? It's giving Dom, because what you could do is normalize a lack of education as being tacky. How about normalizing being broke for nothing as being tacky? How about normalizing jealousy and wanting to cause somebody harm because though they came from the hood, they don't act the way you think they should act? Oh, you talk too white as tacky. How about normalizing that? And before I go, he also made a mention of sitting around the table and having dinners, something we quit doing a long time ago, except if it's Thanksgiving or Christmas, because our fragmentation tells us to be jealous and go suck it up only because it's a holiday around certain relatives or even family reunions. We're seeing a massive amount of our own causing harm to our own because we'd rather languish in this jealousy and let people live rent free in our heads. I don't. When I see successful people, I'm happy. Don't get me wrong. I've gone after some, and rightfully so, because I think they did dirty things to get to the top. That's not representative of all. This is why I just read Eddie Brown of Brown Capital Management's book, Beating the Odds. Because he's kind of an example, minus him getting in those Greek organizations. I don't want no part of that. He's a shining example of how you should want to be as you move to the top. I'm a little late in the game at 44 years old. But those of y'all who are on your jealousy streak, the stuff has gotten old. Nobody want to mess with y'all in this old jealousy stuff. And he having to sit and tiptoe. He really wasn't tiptoeing. Let me take that back if Tyrese ever finds this. He has to sit and say, I might ruffle some feathers. Then ruffle some feathers. I have. People want to help y'all learn stocks. You want to get an attitude. People want to help you stay off your cell phone all the time and quit buying from labels that have said they don't like catering to black people. Know what y'all do? Line up in lines, then be about ready to box somebody over like a Gucci wallet. What is wrong with y'all for real? I'm just trying to get a huge understanding. What's wrong with y'all? Because something about a lot of this is really off in our communities, that this jealousy exists. This fragmentation, this lack of community amongst some of us. Why are we waiting until George Floyd is unalive to come together? Why are we waiting until Elijah McClain's been hurt to come together? Tyre Nichols. This bandwagon Negroism is not cute, and it's time for us to start fixing stuff. And though I don't like a lot of people right now who are so-called successful and out making their money at the excuse of the community, I just don't think it's necessarily a good thing to go and put those people down because they left the hood. Because I've had it happen to me. So I know that feeling. Oh, you don't act black enough. No, I was not allowed to speak Ebonics in my house even when I lived in the hood. What you want me to do? I had a curfew and they wasn't playing. What you want me to do? We have to accept our similarities, but we definitely need to start respecting and accepting people's differences. And get on this economic bandwagon and start building legacy for our kids. If we don't, that path to destruction come 2030 and onwards, it's going to be something to behold.